These are my first impressions of the Apollo Go scooter. This model is from 2024. Love the design, it's very modern.
There's the audible beeping for the turn signals. And the little dot matrix display has, so the turn signals turn off after 7 seconds. You can set it so it's manual, so when you press it, you have to press it again to disable it. And then you have a mode button. You press this once, the headlight goes out. Then you press this 2 times, the main light goes out. Press it once to enable the regular spotlight, and then twice to enable the light bar. This is the regenerative braking. This is the throttle, of course, and this is the power button. You press the power button to change through modes 1, 2, and 3, and all of which you can set certain speeds in the app. So you can make mode 1 10 miles per hour, mode 2 15, and the third one the max, which is 27. Off topic, but I see this crazy orb reaver. It looks spooky. The kickstand is nice. It's well integrated. Let me turn the bike off just in case I press the throttle. The kickstand is nicely integrated into the body of the scooter. You just kick it down. Suspension is nice, although I'm too light for it to really take an effect. But if you're a heavy rider, you definitely notice it. The rear brake is all right. It came from the factory with a lot of give somewhat, so you might have to tweak it. But honestly, the regen is good enough. And there is a valve up here. Not that you might even use that, but in the rear fender, very solid. Not much wiggle at all to it, if any at all. And yeah, so far it's a pretty good ride. And of course, when you squeeze the brake lever, the light in the back, it's gonna flash. Same thing when you hold it, you hit the regen, the light's gonna also flash. So far, sweet ride. Not the smoothest thing in the world, but definitely is plenty fast to climb hills. Yeah, no complaints yet. I don't use the quad lock. You can place your phone. It comes with a quad lock to put on the back of your case. Then your phone will go like this and snap on. Then it will replace the matrix display. It will give you like maps and battery percentage and other details like that. Although I like the simple interface just because I find it enough. It gives you the speed on there as well as how much percentage you have. Like right now I'm at 48, 50-ish. Yeah. And this light is insanely bright. It's almost hard to look at. It's like looking at the sign is blinding. But plenty of nighttime vision, which I like. Yeah, this is the mechanism in which you use to lock. When you collapse the handlebars, they go all the way down here. My grip did have a weird little dent in there, not a huge issue at all. Just noticed that from the zip ties. But the grips feel nice. My only complaint is this right here is too far sometimes for the brake. So I find myself keeping my hand similar to here.
Here, let me show you a little test ride of the scooter. Scooter is a 36-volt dual motor scooter. Rides plenty fast. This was, I think the scooter at this point was only at like 48% or something, and it still had a lot of power. I weigh about 145 pounds, and it took me up to 25, 27 quite easily. No problem climbing hills. It's very smooth. Of course, it having 9-inch wheels opposed to 10-inch wheels, like there was some times where I would feel a lot of bumps, but the suspension definitely does help. If it didn't have suspension, it would be a lot worse of a ride. But overall, love the scooter. Super awesome. I like how low maintenance it is. No brake adjustments if you're using regen braking, which is plentiful. You don't really need to use your brakes at all, unless like in an emergency, of course. But as you see me zoom by, super fast and quiet. When you're on this thing, it feels like you're floating. It's like a little superhero or something. You're like a villain of some sort. But anyways, yeah, here is myself coming over here and riding, showing you how bright that scooter looks. rear brake is going off as I'm holding on the regen. And yeah, back to the rest of the scooter review, or first impressions, if you will.
Sweet little bike. Or, I mean, scooter. And this is what the app looks like. This tells you what's your percentage like, your miles left, your motor temperature, your controller temperature. This can turn on the headlights. One thing I notice is when the bike is on, the rear light, tail light is always on. This locks it in park mode. I think this, you can't roll it. Yeah, you cannot roll it when it's like that. And then you need to put your pin in. When you hit the lock button, the scooter makes an audible noise, like it's regenerative braking constantly because the motor is counter fighting whoever's trying to push the scooter away. And to unlock it, when you press the unlock button, instead of putting your pin, you can use your biometrics like your Face ID, your fingerprint. So I can go like that and it simply unlocks it. So that's a pretty neat feature. I don't know what this dial thing means at all. I know something about the reader. I don't know what that means. I'll have to look that up. But
It's actually cruise control.
I'm a fan of how Apollo provides a whole toolkit and a pump. The only issue with the scooter was the deck rubber was kind of falling off a little bit. Other than that, great little scooter. This is my first ride in impressions. I will do a long-term review down the road, maybe after 100 miles or so.